This welding formula made me financially free. Today I want to talk to you about a small formula that I use that I have found to work for welders who have been in the trade, who have learned the skill, who have mastered it, who have been on the job, and then they're now trying to figure out ways to utilize the trade without working so hard. As you get older, you realize your time is more valuable. You only have so many hours in a day, and you still need time for yourself and for your family and to enjoy what you're doing. So you have to figure out ways to levelize what you already know. And we're going to say weld is the formula. W.E.L.D. That's the formula, fam. Weld. That's the formula I found. Now let me break this down because I had to look at this from a different standpoint. Me being a coming out of prison, and I dived into the workforce working for someone. I kept my head down. And that's what the W stands for. Work. You got to work, fam. You got to stay on the job. Even if you're getting out and you say, oh, I'm just making a little money, this ain't enough, and you see an ad and they say, oh, you can make a whole lot of money, then you run over there and realize it's not what you want. You have to work and you have to stay consistent. You need to do year and 2 and 3 years with a company. You can pick one, but you're going to have to stick through it. You know, just like they say, every family got a dysfunctional family member. So it's always going to be something about the company, family, always. So find you one and stick with it so that way you can get the experience. The experience can no one take from your family, but you can only get it by putting in the work, putting in the time. I had to have the hood down, fam, and I had to burn. And I just had to work, get a check, save, work. And at that time, I didn't understand the saving part, but we're going to get to that later. I didn't understand the finances of how to save things. I was just making money, and as I made money, I seen something, I bought it, then I worked some more so I can get something. So I was chasing my tail like a cat all the time. And that's what we do. You know, a lot of us not top financial literacy, so we think the more we make the hour, the better we are as a man, and then we realize the more we make the hour, the more our expenses rise, and we're just broke making high dollar wages. You know, there's a lot of people that's making $200,000 a year hourly salaries that's broke. They got a lifestyle, but they don't have no freedom. And we want some freedom, fam, and that's what I figured out how to do. And like I say, the W stands for work, fam. You got to have work ethics. You got to be willing to show up, fam. You got to be willing to put forth the work. You got to be willing to go through the hunger pain, so to speak. You got to make the sacrifices. Can no one make them for you? You have to kill excuses. If you're the person that makes excuses about everything that makes you uncomfortable, it's going to be hard for you to really get some wealth. It's going to be hard for you to really build some freedom for yourself if you make excuses. You got to kill excuses, fam. You got to. They're only going to cripple you and keep you from rising. That's it, fam. We all go through something. We all going to have some bad times. We got to face things as they go and keep it moving. So you got to have work ethics. You got to be the person to show up early and leave late. It's what it is. I had students I have taught that stayed in their booth and ate their lunch. That's how they wanted it. I didn't tell them to do it, but they got that high-paying job they was looking for because they put the work in. The ones that didn't, they was steady calling, man, I can't find nothing. Steady didn't find nothing because they wasn't willing to put the work in. See, that's one thing about this new program that I'm introducing in Little Rock, the fabrication welding program. We're not co-signing, putting our stamp on nobody that don't put the work in. You can come and give us your money and we will gladly take it. But if you don't put the work in, we're not helping you get no job. We're not putting our stamp on you and saying, oh, this person gonna show up. If you don't show up to class, you're not gonna show up to work. Goes back to work ethics. Now, let's get to this next stage of this formula, which is E. E, fam. Education. Education. As you learn more, as you do this trade, and you physically be involved, you have to educate yourself. Education is steady evolving, is steady getting better. So you have to put yourself up on new technology of what you're working on. You also have to share the information you have learned from your 3 to 5 years experience. I'm gonna say 3 to 5 because that makes you 3 to 4 years really makes you a good journeyman. You'll be a good journeyman in the trade once you get that in, and then you start moving up. But you got to get that 3 to 4 in just to really understand the concept. Once you get that, then you can literally start teaching. Like you can give some information if you're a person that likes to talk, or you're someone that can break down information and makes it easier for someone else to understand. That's your calling. You can start doing that. You can start selling that. That's a whole nother source of income on top of you working, as far as ebooks, pamphlets, courses, classes that you can sell online. That it can be literature, it can be videos, and it don't have to be perfect. You can use your cell phone to get started. My first viral video was from a cell phone, and I still use cell phones, fam. Now I upgrade on the phones. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting better, and I'm also gonna be upgrading on the microphones. I got one, but I don't have one on right now at the moment. But I do plans to start upgrading on all of that type of things. But you don't have to be in no rush. People like raw and real concepts. So if you can get in an environment where people can hear you, they can understand you, they're going to digest the information, because they have ways where people listen to the concept and they don't even watch you. They'll listen to you while you're driving. So if you have that type of voice where people can resonate with you and they like listening to you, they can drive and listen to your content. That's a whole nother form of income. But you have to be able to transform the work over into the education. Now, I love to say this, AI is the best thing since electricity. That's what they saying, and it's true, fam. So you need to learn AI. Majority of the phones now, they're on your phone, they're in the apps. You need to get the app. You can get it for free getting started. I would recommend buying it free first, and then later purchasing it as a business and really working it, because you can really do a lot of things with it, but you have to get familiar with it. I would say get familiar with ChatGPT. Anyone you can download first, get that one first, and then scale. Don't spend your money until you understand the concept, and it'll be better for you with this trade. You get it? A lot of times people are promote and tell you to go buy things, when there's a lot of free things and a lot of trials you can try before you go and spend your money. You got to spend money now. It takes money to make money. I'm not saying that, because you have to spend your money. Some of the best relationships I have, some of the best items I have got that have helped my business, I had to spend my money, and it was worth it. You know, this unit right here, man, it was worth it. That was $2,000. I made that money back within 30 days of me buying that unit. You know, so you have to make investments in yourself, and you'll be able to see the investment. But you have to invest in education, consultations, taking seminars. All of those things are good, because it's going to give you more financial literacy. You have to have more ideas. You get the right information to get ideas. Once your mind gets to going, it's going to set you free in another standpoint. You might do something different with it, because there's different things to do with it. Now, the next thing, fam, we're going to focus on is the L. The L in welding, we're going to say this is leverage, fam. You're going to have to leverage the first few that I just talked about, the W and the E. You're going to have to leverage, fam, the money you make from welding, and start investing it in some stocks. Start investing it in some type of real estate. Start investing in getting you some digital products, some books, some courses. Start investing in getting you a website where you can be able to sell whatever you're trying to sell. Invest in yourself, fam. Invest in your clothing. If you can create a brand like I did, you can go to Amazon. You can put in Hog on welding, hoodies, t-shirts, and all that, and you can see my products. I had to invest to get those things. Invest in your logo. Invest in your image. I have my advertisement in the back of my window in my vehicle. You can wrap your whole vehicle. My window is nice. I got it wrapped in the pure kind where you can see through it. Very professional. I have a lot of people say, hey man, that looks awesome. I really like how that looks. So you can invest in yourself, fam. Everything is a billboard. Everything is a billboard. And think of this, us transitioning out of work, we don't know business, so we have to learn. That's where the education goes. We have to learn this financial literacy, and we have to learn how to work smarter and not harder, fam. Our money can make us money, but we have to learn how to leverage, fam. So leverage the things you already have known, the skill you already have. You can start leveraging it now. The books, like I say, the courses and other things, you got to leverage it. You can buy other things to make money off of. You don't just have to weld. That's what we get caught up and just want to burn, burn, burn. You got to diversify, fam. And that's what the D stands for. D stands for diversify. You got to diversify, come up with different sources of income. There are 7 different sources of income. 7 different sources. I want you to look them up when you get a time. But there are 7 different sources. You got investing. You got stock. You got capital gains. You got work income, like family. You got to learn that and get you some of that. Put some established. If you don't have the whole 7, get your 3 or 4 lined up so that way you can get some freedom. But I have learned if you have at least 3 to 4 of them set up, it's going to give you some more financial freedom. I'm in my hometown right now, coming to you live in McGee, Arkansas. I'm inside of my mom's home that I restored from the welding trade. And I wasn't able to do this until I applied the first 3 things. I had to work, I had to get educated, and I had the level to diversify some income to restore the home and get it up and going. Now I'm about to get ready to come to Arkansas Baptist College and introduce the 5 welding program. And it was all because I did the weld. You get what I'm saying? I applied everything, the W, the E, the L, the D, I diversified. So if you're really trying to win, fam, you have to find someone that is leading by example. If you go to my old archives on YouTube, my Hog on TV, or the Hog on Welding, if you put any one of those up, the channel will pop up. You can see my journey, where I come from, where I've been, ups, downs, all that. I documented that so that way, once you see me go to another level, you would know that I didn't get there overnight, fam. A lot of people that we look up to, that we admire, they famous, we know they from here, but we never seen the journey. I didn't hide anything, fam, because I was looking for the same information and I couldn't find it. And I said, once I find it, I vow to give you the information. So you're going to have to pay for it, fam. You're going to have to sit here and watch the video and also purchase the ebook, Monetize Your Torch, and utilize the knowledge that you already have to build your foundational freedom. Remember this: weld, work, E, educate, L, leverage, D, diversify. Be blessed, continues to prosper, family. I'm out. Hold on.